And there it is. We are live. Welcome, everyone, to Gas War. This is Gas Heroes 4th. Every 10 days, we're doing one of these big Gas War PvP events. It feels like millions and millions of GMT going out constantly. I'd love to know what the average has been over the course of the 4 Gas Wars we have done so far. This is going to be our solo Gas War. I've got 2 co-hosts up here with me today, Chunky and Anastasia. How you both doing?
Yeah, hey
Doing
guys,
awesome.
great. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Gas War is going to be a lot of fun this time around. For those that have not digged into their app and looked, we have the ability this time around for solo Gas War to actually show what's going on with the finals, which I think is great. We had this for both of our group Gas Wars, both the clan level and the guild level, which was awesome. We've got our final matches here. Rain versus Khufu King getting ready to kick off here in under a minute. Then we'll have all the rest of these as we scroll down through, and we'll handle them all. Not a whole lot going on. You actually see Khufu King in here twice. As you pick your way through, you can actually open these up and see what the strength of the individual combatants are. Rain's main account has 345 strength. And as you scroll down and look at Khufu King Azra, we're at 375. So those have to be our favorites going into the finals. But the beauty of Gas Hero, the beauty of Gas War is anything can happen. I had one for Hero Mountain where my all uncommon team went up against an all rare team and I was able to beat them. So strength alone sometimes does not dictate the outcome of an event. And I'm really looking forward to this. Chunky, Anastasia, how'd you guys do so far in the Gas War at the lower tiers? Did you guys both earn some stuff?
Yeah, I earned a couple. I won a couple battles, and then of course there's somebody in our clan that's super strong, so I lost the third one, but I did win some GMT, which was nice. A little surprise.
Yeah, very cool. We got our first bottle down there below. Looking like Rain is at a significant lead. All rare team versus an all rare team. This is going to be a quick one. This is Khufu King's backup account. Khufu King's backup account only has a strength of 286 versus Rain's 345. And an easy win. So we had about a 3-minute gap until the next fight. If each one of these lasts about 3 minutes, and then we got 3 minutes gaps in between, we can see that we can crank through and knock it down to half of these left, and then another half will be pretty quickly within the finals within about an hour, which is awesome. Anastasia, how's your experience been for Gas War so far this time around?
Yeah, I also won, I think, 2 or 3 wins, and then I lost. So actually, I was eligible for some GMT, but it was not too many. But anyway, it was my first experience with the updated team, so I performed really better than I was in the past. And I see how my small account, like from 2 heroes, now grown to 5 heroes, and now I added my irradiated hero. So already I beat it normal 1. So for me, guys, it was really like accomplishment, you know.
Awesome, very, very cool. Yeah, it's been fun to see how the PvP modes have played out. The Hero Mountain to me was a phenomenal addition to the game. We'll talk a little bit about that between rounds. The community feedback that we've gotten has been extremely positive, that having this additional PvP mode on top of Gas War to also have this new Hero Mountain gives you another activity that you can do once you run out of your energy each day. The strategy, I think, right? Of each day, how do you make sure that you get up above that bronze 1350? How do you get up into silver and gold and diamond? How do you try to play with the numbers on your refreshes to be able to get 6 matches a day so that you can get your mountain boxes, and then starting to see what's possible to come out of those mountain boxes? Of course, you can click on the little yellow eye and see, but to know that you can get hero capsules out of there and these irradiated heroes, and then how will you use them? And now what we saw as this first week of Hero Mountain has concluded is that you can get the irradiated heroes at the end of the week, in addition to that 880,000 GMT. Pretty cool indeed. About a minute left before our next fight goes off. This one's going to be Mozart 8, which is 301 strength, a level 5, versus, it looks like Woody, and Woody is a 271. So 271 versus 301. This could be a close battle. This will be fun to see, which is pretty cool. As you look through these names, are there names here that you both recognize from Azra and some of the clans? I'm sure these are ones that we've seen in all of our group fights, right?
Oh, 100%. 100%. And you see a lot of them from the Guild Wars too, which is cool to me because I wanted to see a lot of the stronger individual lineups against other really strong individual lineups that we didn't get to see in the clan war and then the guild war. So now we're able to see those strongest ones battle each other.
Yep. Yep. Very cool. Yeah. I'm hoping to pull some tidbits out as I'm dwindling down the final days of my Uncommon Heroes lives. I'm building in my mind a rare team that I want to have next. And so I want to be able to see, the telekinetic woman. I want to be able to see, which heroes really stand out and how they can use stun, how they can use books in order to be able to attack the support on the other side. This is says Oppenheimer on the left. That's a different name than I saw. It seems like the names on the left are showing the name of the account. So this is Oppenheimer's account that we're streaming from. I think on the last fight, it actually showed James Work on the left. So that must be a bug in the code where the left character is actually showing your own name. This is kind of cool. Yep. I need to just record myself as if I had won all these fights.
But do you see the guys? Yep. Do you see the guys like on the right of Bodea? He had telekinetic woman and red Mercury, so it means that they empower each other in stun, and that I think what top players are thinking about. So it's really great to see these combinations now, to have some idea. Okay, maybe I can use it like for my lines.
Absolutely, well. Yeah. This is actually Mozart on the left. Mozart was a little bit ahead in strength, but much farther ahead in the actual strategy. It does seem, and Mozart 8 with the win. So we got 2 winners so far. X Rain 1 and Mozart 8. Our next fight should be SSDS Diaochan. I'm probably nowhere close to saying that correctly. 320 strength, level 4. And then on the right, we've got the 4Bs, BBBB at 310. So 310 versus 320. This could be another close one. You gotta guess that the SSDS is going to have the slight edge, but it could be very, very close, and that'll kick off in about 3 minutes. For those that are watching right now live on X or live on YouTube, there is an opportunity to win some stuff. We've got some cool stuff that's going out. We've got 1 Genesis Hero, 3 base construction vehicles. What you want to do is head to the pinned tweet, the pinned X post. You want to follow, make sure you're following Gas Hero Official. You want to like that pinned post. You want to comment on it and tag 3 friends. You can ask a question. If you're watching the stream live, take a screen cap of you watching the stream live right now and post it. You get an opportunity to have your question answered and win potentially a Genesis Hero or a base construction vehicle. We've got a lot of questions that we've collected since we announced that we were going to do the stream, and we'll be answering some of those as the stream goes on. Very cool.
So just this next one, I think that my personal guess here is SSDS might be very, very strong, regardless of whatever the strength says, just because their entire guild is ridiculously strong. So
ridiculously strong.
Yeah, you've got to think that the strongest from a very, very strong guild has got to be.
Yeah, powerful. I'm with you. No doubt at all. Yep. Coming from Singapore 264, the district rep, the guild member, and the clan chief. Yep. Without a doubt. Makes a lot of sense. About a minute left before that one goes off. As we move our way down, you guys can see the rest. We've got a 350 strength versus a 276. Seems like the ones on the left tend to be the stronger strength. A 286 versus a 342. That one flips it. The one on the right is going to be a lot stronger. And we got a 320 versus a 280 back to the left. Then this is probably definitely the highest strength in the entire thing. World Elder, City Mayor, District Rep, Guild Master, and Clan Chief 375 for Khufu King Azra versus a 302. And then we got one person that's got a buy. I think I'd like to have a buy in this round.
Nice with that.
That's the one you want. I wonder if you earn as much from the buy win, because one of the significant changes they made to Gas War this time around is every single fight I earned GMT all the way up through, which I think is pretty cool. Here we go. Here's our next one. The 4Bs on the right. This is SSDS Diaochan on the left. Seeing some healing happening on the left. 4Bs on the right took a significant lead. That healing was just clutch, and now knocking those players out. You see how the back rows got knocked out first? The tanks are almost still full health on the right. Such an enormous strategy. I see the books on the left.
So the thing here is that even though the tanks are fine, they're not going to be able to do enough damage at all, regardless of how much strength they have with the amount of, especially the 2 damage characters on the left. Well,
Yep.
excuse me. There's only 1 damage character left on the left.
What do they have? 3 support, 2 tanks, and a damage?
Yeah, looks like it.
Is it 2 tanks on the front row on the left?
What is that?
I think so. It's ascetic, ascetic,
Ascetic monk. Yep.
and Blessed Kid, I think.
Yeah.
The Blessed Kid, yeah. So the High Priestess actually has a pretty, I can't remember the skill, but if they unlock, I think the 5th or 6th skill, it's pretty strong.
No doubt. No doubt at
6th
all.
it would be.
Yeah.
And did you
Congratulations.
also? Yes, sorry.
Go. Did I
I
ask what?
just wanted to pay attention when James showed the profile of each player who is in the final. Just look what level of BCV do they have. As most players, they have from 4 to 7. So it means they invest a lot in BCV. And just it's I saw just 1 with the first level, and all the others they are like 4, 5, 6. The maximum was 7, I think, in Kufu King and Rain. Yeah.
Mhm.
But to be eligible to upgrade, like for the 7th level, it should take a lot of gas cans.
Without a doubt. Yeah. This one's a level 7. This is Kufu King. Let's see what Rain is. Rain's level 7. 7 might be the highest that we've seen on any of these, right?
Yeah.
Level
Yeah,
2.
yeah.
I know for myself, I pushed mine up to level 5. I love the ability of having that extra energy, right? I've got 1 of the Gas Hero badges, so I get 30% each 6-hour refresh, and then I've got my total energy daily cap at 52. So then getting that little bit extra back each time definitely feels like it adds up. I also kind of have this mental thing where I want to have at least 15 each 6-hour refresh, so I can do 3 individual solo PvE activities, right? So I want to make sure I've always got at least 15 energy coming back. It's fun how you play those games in your mind as you're logging in and playing it, which definitely works.
To your point, from level 6 to level 7 base, it's 1,400 cans to upgrade
Ooh-wee.
from 6 to 7.
Yeah.
Wild.
But
Hey,
you know,
okay.
it's a long-term investment, as
Without a doubt.
some part of
Mhm.
the base they will save for the next part, like 75%, I guess. So, oh no,
I think it's all but 5.
minus
I think it's all but 5. So if you get your base up, what's the
Right.
max? Level 40, I think. So if you get your base to level 40, 35 of the 40 carry over. If you get your base to level 5, I think 0 of the 5 carry over, because it just takes away 5 in the white paper.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I definitely feel like that final month of when the World Elders hit that reset button, that's going to be something people are focused on. How do I acquire as many heroes as I can at floor, get them to max level, recycle them to get my skill points up, and then how do I get my BCV as high as I possible, because I get a portion of both of those carrying over to the next season, which I think is really interesting. Our next matchup, we've got on the left, this is Kafka, 350 level 4. Kafka's an interesting name. You know the lore and story behind Kafka, Chunky?
I do not.
276 level 2. So famous I think short story about Kafka, the Roach King, right? Anybody in chat knows what I'm talking about? Let us know. I'm curious to see who knows what it is.
Oh, my
Ooh,
favorite
these are-
lineups with
wow.
books.
So much damage. Holy
Look
cow.
at all the
Look,
books on the
Midas.
right and how quickly they wiped out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
What an awesome
Insane.
fight.
Wow.
Yugapan with
And
the
Anastasia.
Just a couple of seconds.
Dropped that
276.
alpha about 2 weeks ago.
That was a 276 strength on the right that just wiped out a 350 strength on the left. That lineup made a lot of sense. For those that aren't aware, having a book gives you an opportunity to kill 2 random enemies on the other side that could be anywhere in the lineup, as opposed to a lot of the weapons are only attacking the enemy that's directly in front of you, the tank. Well, if the tank directly in front of you can absorb all of that damage and is getting healed by the support, oftentimes the damage you're putting in isn't accomplishing a whole lot. So there's a lot of these strategies of using heroes like Devil's Follower that has the ability, a special featured skill to attack the back row, or books to be able to attack at different levels randomly throughout the other team, trying to target the support on the other side and knock them out. You just saw that used to full effect right there, which was awesome. Very, very cool.
There are a couple of heroes that have that skill that I haven't seen a lot of. Like Altruistic Banker has the same skill that
Absolutely.
you don't see a ton of.
No, yeah, and with each one of these special featured skills, there's always two code names that have it. So Devil's Follower and Altruistic Banker match with that ability to deal that 107% damage to the back row once every 2 attacks. Then you have Telekinetic Woman and Rocket Scientist that both have the ability to do that 4-second stun. But then that's just talking about the featured skills. Now you start digging into that skill tree and you go, okay, well, I always know that the first skill is going to be the featured one. The second one's the bonus for having a character of the same faction. The third one is the bonus for the weapon. The fourth one is kind of a special. Maybe it's not the featured skill, but when you have that unlocked, that could mean a lot. So all of a sudden, Devil's Follower having the 4th skill unlocked, the Devil's Follower is able to be a support character that actually heals the other heroes in your lineup. So maybe that even allows you to not have to have an extra support character, because you know that does. We've got Amazon Warrior and Lone Werewolf both have special 4th skills, right? Where they have the ability to do those stuns as well. They can do a 4-second stun, I think, I think it's an 8-second stun as their 4th skill. And then the Amazon Warrior also has the ability to do an additional 4-second stun, I think is skill 6 in the Amazon Warrior skill tree. So I've even started to build a spreadsheet. I don't know if you've gone this deep yet, Chunky, of just looking at all the heroes' 4th skills and trying to pick and choose, like, how would you build a lineup just based on the 4th skill unlock alone? And then trying to pick rare heroes that have 4, 5, 6 unlocked, maybe number 7 unlocked, right? Where I'm eliminating support characters and I'm building some kind of an off-balance team based on the 4th skill, based on upgrading the skill tree and really maxing that out. I think it's a fun way to look at it. Have you dug into those yet?
Yes, and people have figured it out too. Hang on, we'll talk about it after this battle.
This is Wadishi, I'm going to go with, versus Min. Wadishi is 320 strength, level 6. This is Mini. I'll go with Mini, 280 strength. So far, it's showing different names on there, though. It's showing Christian Eth.
And do you see, again, we have the same gems, Ascetic Mount and Blessed Kid. Like, we saw them already, so it seems it's quite popular combinations for the top players.
Yep.
Seems like it. I actually have tried something similar out on one of my lineups. I'm not a massive fan of Blessed Kid. It doesn't feel like the shielding really does as much for me, but maybe I don't have enough skills unlocked.
Could be. And the later skills, I think, absolutely bring that shield back up and amplify it. Here you go. Christian Eth with 342. This is out of Moscow 116. I was looking at the wrong one. And Yamada 282 level 5 out of Paris.
To your point too, people have figured out that those, like, especially some of the 7th skills are extremely valuable. I know you're looking at the Black Sapphire and the Deadly Nightshade. They're going for 40,000 GMT. The rare ones that have the 7 skills unlocked, and so people have figured it out. There are also some other, to your point about the spreadsheet we're building. There are some heroes that are sneaky. Of course, you can obviously see, it's obvious when you see the ones that are healing, like the tanks that are able to heal their allies. But then you're looking at somebody like Biorobotic Soldier that I think might be a little undervalued because their 4th skill sends an increase in like a 10% increase in defense for everybody in their row. You can't really see that. It's not super obvious in the battles themselves whenever that happens. So when you all of a sudden you're not able to do nearly as much damage to a character, you can't figure out why. Some of these are sneaky.
See it. Yep. And I think that's where the meta can evolve within a given season, right? So we know that if a season lasts 6 months, that you're going to have multiple different lineups over the course of that 6 months. And so where there'll be this meta lineup that comes up that a lot of people are using at the top, and all of a sudden, you got people using Black Sapphire and Ape Commander and Devil's Follower and Deadly Nightshade and, kind of a standard lineup. then you'll start to find some of these things where these hidden skills that we're starting to pay attention to that make it into lineups, and then they become popular and the meta starts to evolve. And now all of a sudden you're going to have some teams running 6 books and 0 support because they've got 4th skills on their damage and their tanks that are actually providing that support that normally a support character would need. Or they're taking their Devil's Follower, right, and their Altruistic Banker and moving it to the back row, and then moving their support characters up to the middle row, and this ability to create these off meta lineups and see the meta evolve. Gosh, I love that stuff. It makes it so much fun. So cool. 20 seconds to our next fight. This is going to be Wadashi versus Mini. Wadashi on the left, 320 level 6. Mini on the right, a 280 level 6. Numerically, the left should have the advantage here. We'll see. We do apologize. The name on the left that will pop on the screen will not match, but we'll know that this is Wadashi that's going to be on the left and Mini on the right. And here we go.
Oh, you see one of those later skills is unlocked. Look at the stuns.
Yep.
Already they started
both
out.
The back row stunned on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I really want to get better at like seeing the bar that's underneath each hero and understanding what that means. Seeing the bar that's behind the hero, seeing the 2 bars that's above. There's a bar above with green and the bar above that's got yellow. And then you see these little icons that'll pop up there, you know, when they get a buff or a debuff, and be able to break all that down and understand all that and know how it's actually working. I think it'll add so much. Wadashi on the left with the win. We've got 1 fight left, and then we will have a bye. This is going to be our highest strength character, Khufu King from Azra. He's going to be coming in next. Khufu King is a 375 level 7, going up against user random number. Actually, the name just changed. Oh, this shows one version of the name, and this shows the other version of the name. Is that how that works? See how it did that?
I do.
It's EGG. Here it says user whatever, and here it says EGG.
I'm going to go with egg. I like egg.
I'm going to go with egg.
I
like it.
All right.
So Khufu King on the left versus egg on the right. So it's a 375 strength on the left, egg on the right, a 302. I would think that Khufu King would have a significant advantage here, but it'd be fun to see what kind of a setup that egg has. And then we've got our bye that will come last. So about 1:52 before that one comes up. So far, some good-looking teams that I'm excited to see. There's one team that really stood out to me that was lower in power level, but absolutely did incredible things because of the setup. I think it was this one here, Yugapan 276. That one, the strategy, I would love to see how he plays against higher and higher and higher strength. This could be our dark horse right here, Yugapan. I think our favorites have to be Rain versus Khufu King Azra for the finals, but I want to see how Yugapan does against stronger and stronger characters. I want to dig into that lineup myself and be able to see, you know, what all else is in there. That was the one that had 6 books, right?
It is.
Yeah.
I don't want to count out the egg, man.
Egg was strong. No
I don't
doubt.
want to count out the egg that we haven't seen the egg yet. So the books and how they're able to knock out people so quickly, I'm almost wondering, not sure if you caught this one in your studying of the skills, but there is one particular hero, and I'll see if you know this, we'll test your knowledge, that does a single instant heal, but also has the ability in the 4th skill unlock to increase that additional healing by up to 90% if you upgrade all of the skill levels.
If you upgrade all of the skill levels.
There's not a single rare in the market of this particular hero. Do you know who it is?
No. I'm going to guess. If I had to guess, I'm going to go with Praying Nun.
Close.
Faith Healer?
No, it's Artificial Empathy. Artificial Empathy. It's a sneaky strong healer, but at the same time, I almost wonder if those books are able to knock out people so fast, if that even helps as an instant heal.
Yep. Got our battle happening. There we go. We've got not James Work on the left, although I will record it as me. Khufu King on the left versus Egg on the right. Here we go. Egg's getting knocked out pretty quick. Back row got knocked out. Khufu King takes some damage though. Egg holding in strong. Egg's got 3. This could be could Egg at knockout Khufu King.
Egg.
The highest strength. Look at the shields popping in. Holy crap. This is an upset. This has got to be an upset. Come on, Egg. Get it. Egg's tanks
the tank
cannot do
can't take on those
nearly
three
as much
characters. There's no way
damage.
the tank can do enough damage.
No. Still has 1 damage left. You guys can see the little icons above each character representing what they're doing. Could this one be the first fight that we have that goes the whole? No! There he is. Black Sapphire getting knocked out. Khufu King, Azra, our highest strength character in the game, knocked out by Egg. Congratulations. That was awesome. What a fight. What an upset. I was thinking Khufu King in the finals, knocked out in the very first round. Very cool. Very cool. What do you think was the big thing that made the massive difference there? It seemed like Egg was able to knock out the back row insanely fast. You think that was the biggest thing? Knocked out Khufu King's support?
Has to be. I mean, how else are you going to heal the? Or I didn't see what Khufu King had as far as the support, if it were healers or not. But if you knock out the healers immediately and you can't support the damage characters, if you've got something really strong, then how are you going to survive?
I almost feel like we could sneak over here and see. No, we have to go into Lagos 111 to look him up. But yeah, absolutely. That would be fun to see what Egg has. We'll see Egg coming up here multiple additional times. Is Egg now the favorite? Is there a chance that Egg takes this entire thing?
It's possible. Well, I mean, yeah, it's possible. Because you saw those 2 icons. I believe it was defense and HP. They were
constantly. I saw constant shields, even on the final 3 characters. Shield, 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 where that Black Sapphire being a tank was not able to do the damage. And he wasn't damaging the Black Sapphire a whole lot, but just slowly worked him down. That was awesome. This has to be the favorite. Now I want to see Egg go up against Yucapon. Egg Yucapon would be an awesome match. And then Egg against Rain at the end could be insanely cool. Man, I wish we'd gotten to see Khufu King against Rain, though. That would have been awesome to see. I think we can probably have a pretty good feel based off of what we're seeing in Hero Mountain. I'm sure they fought against each other, but to see it in this finals would have been awesome. Congrats, Egg. That's really cool. Really cool. We got Laoshin coming up next, about 45 seconds away. This will be a bye fight, so this one should be over pretty quickly. And then I think we'll have a gap in between rounds to flip back over. While we're in this period of time, kind of a gap before the next round comes up, I think we can go into a couple other things. Gas War in general, for those that aren't aware, is funded from the auction house. We've recently made some changes to how the prize pool is both collected and distributed. So now 90% of all the revenue from the auction house goes directly into the Gas War. This 90% is collected each 10 days. So the first 10 days of the game went into the first solo Gas War. The next 10 days went into the group Gas War at the clan level. The next 10 days went into the group Gas War at the guild level. Now we're on our 4th set of 10 days that's going back into the solo Gas War. The way the prize pool is distributed is from the world level on down. The world level gets 9% of the total auction house revenue. So for this time, there's 2.1 million GMT total. So 75,000 GMT goes to the one world battle. The city level gets 36% of the auction house revenue. So for this one, it's 300,000 GMT. The district level gets 45%. That's 375,000 GMT. The guild level gets 49.5%. That's 750,000 GMT. And the clan level gets 40.5%. That's 600,000 GMT. And that's shared by 2,430 different clan battles. I'm glad I don't have to stream all 2,430 of them. But this is impressive. This is impressive amounts of GMT and impressive numbers. I think if you even think about like the world of Web 2 and how much prize pool goes out there for Dota 2 and Overwatch and Fortnite, and the fact that we're able to pull off these size prize pools every 10 days is impressive for a brand new game like Gas Hero that's only been out less than a month and a half at this point, which is pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this evolves over time at the Gas War at the different levels, these additional PvP modes that are dumped in like Hero Mountain. And it sounds like when you listen to Mabel and Johnny talk that there's even more PvP modes coming that maybe could prioritize different rarities of heroes and things in different ways. Before we get into any of that, though, what do you guys think overall about the prize pool setup for Gas War and 90% now going into that prize pool?
I think it's really huge, and I'm really excited that we have so much opportunities, like so much different opportunities, right? Besides of PvE that we do on a regular basis daily. Okay, we have Gas Wars, we have Hero Mountains, we have clan adventures, guild adventures, so many things to explore. And I really think that the total experience from Gas Hero is to take all the possibilities that we have. And when we are on the top level, it's a huge chance to get so much like prize pool and refunds, and it's something like amazing that we should explore and take into account for sure.
Absolutely. Yep. I love your shirt. You have to hold your hand on on the logo so we can see how it changes colors. Yep. That's the best part.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. It looks like we have our matchups for the next time around. I totally clicked on the wrong screen. Need to click on this one. There we go. Here's our matchups for the next round. About 2 minutes before the first fight, we're going to have Egg going up against Mozart. Egg has to be my new favorite. I love this team and what they just did. So that's going to be fun to watch. We got Laoshin going against Yugapon. Yugapon was the one that had the 6 books. That should be a lot of fun to watch. We got then it looks like Christian Eth going up against the SSDS. That should be a close one. I have no idea who's going to win that one. And then at the bottom, we got Wadashi versus Rain. Wadashi definitely not getting an easy draw there at the end. I would think that Rain has got to be the favorite that's left to make it to the finals. And maybe Egg. Who else are you looking at, Chunky? Who else stands out to you that you want to see this battle to see if they got an opportunity to make the final four?
Which one was it that had all the books? Was it?
I think that was Yugapon, wasn't it?
Was it Yugapon?
I think it was this one. Yeah.
I'm looking at those 3. Egg,
Yeah.
Rain, Yugapon.
Yep.
For different reasons too. The book one is really, really intriguing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm wondering how many, if any of the really strong healers can even do anything about that. You would have to think that it would have to be a really, really strong gradual healer. You would think. I mean, the instant healer, because it's all about timing. You would think that wouldn't do as much.
Yep.
Wouldn't do as much help.
And I think where it becomes so overpowered is you have 6 books, plus you've got Devil's Follower, plus you've got Altruistic Banker. And now all of a sudden you've got that chance of so many attacks hitting the back row at the same time that if that gradual healer is looking at the team and the front row, the tanks are taking a little bit of damage, the rest hasn't. So they're already trying to heal the front row. And now all of a sudden all that attacks the back row almost simultaneously. It's just an overwhelming amount of damage on those back row characters, and they don't have time to heal themselves. It's a fascinating strategy. It'll be fun to see how it evolves over time. I've definitely heard people talk about how maybe they think it's too overpowered and the team needs to do something to adjust it. I hope they don't. I love the idea of there being certain things each season that can be overpowered, that people can have fun and actually play with, and then have it evolve the meta season to season. Here we go. We got Egg on the left, Mozart on the right. Get some high power weapons over there as well. I'm definitely seeing rare weapons on both sides. We got 3 books on the right and a gun. Their gun got knocked out. Buffs coming in. Look at there's the 2 little special symbols above every one of Egg's characters on the left. You guys see that?
One of them is defense, it looks like, and the other one is
shield.
Is it shield? Yeah.
2 different kinds of shield. I need to zoom in on those and understand them better.
I think
how each one of those work. Those are definitely 4th and 5th skills, right? 6 skills, 7 skills. That's a fascinating team. Telekinetic Woman on the front row. You would not expect to see support characters all the way up front. The way that whole lineup is built by Egg, really, really interesting lineup. Very, very cool. Congratulations, Egg, for that win. Again, Egg at 302 strength. Mozart at 301. Egg's lineup, the way that Egg has that set up, that's a team that I'm gonna have to spend some time researching, because I'm thinking that's a powerful mix of skills. So much that was going on there with buffs and debuffs, shielding, healing, attacking the back row of the other side. Very cool.
So one of those buffs, I think, has got to be the Biorobotic Soldier's defense. But the interesting thing is I didn't look. I'm not sure if one of the heroes on the bottom has the same skill, because all the heroes, all 6 of them,
All
it looked like
6 had both
So
buffs. Yeah.
I wonder if one of the heroes on the bottom row has the same skill as the Biorobotic Soldier.
Yep. The best part is chat right now is probably going, "You dummies, it's this. This is what it is. Why aren't you reading chat?" We're reading chat. We're grabbing your questions. We're grabbing your comments right now. Thank you guys for all being here. I should call out all these names. Cripsy, I see you. Mykola, we see you. Caribou, Buchan, Nino. How's it going, everybody? I'm glad you guys are here and watching. Make sure you like the stream. Let people know that we're here. Let people know what we're doing. We're streaming both live on X and YouTube at the same time. You do have an opportunity to like and repost the stream. In addition, we're giving some stuff away. Next fight in 1:20, so we got a little bit of time. We got 1 Genesis hero and 3 base construction vehicles going out. What you want to do is go to Gas Hero Official on X. You want to like that pinned post. You want to make sure you're following Gas Hero Official. You comment, tag 3 friends, ask a question, post a screenshot of you watching the stream live. You get an opportunity to win one of these. We're going to start working our way through some of these questions here in a little bit. So much that I want to cover over the course of this stream. We do want to thank the most recent election cycle that got our World Elders and the additional funding that they put into Hero Mountain. We have election cycle number 2 happening right now. We're deep into the second election cycle. Everybody's got an opportunity to earn some of these roles in Gas Hero, like Clan Chief, Guild Master, City Mayor, District Rep, and World Elder. The higher the position, the greater the percentage of the revenue that you get that comes as a tax in from the marketplace. For most things in the game, it's 4%. Those transactions go right back to the leaders. For the Genesis heroes themselves, it's half of that. 2% goes to leaders, and the other 2% goes to the artists that actually created the designs, which I think was such a cool user-generated content event that went on. Make sure that you guys participate in these, the clan battles and all of it. Got our next fight coming up. This is going to be Laoshin. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably nowhere close. On the left, Yugapon on the right. Ooh, and I've got audio.
Oh, wow.
You guys hear it? GG. Yugapon on the right, taking a significant lead right out the gate. Again, knocking out that back row.
That's insane.
Tanks are going to get taken out last. 6 books on the right. This was that 6-book team. I see the upgraded weapons, the upgraded pets. Like that strategy was 6 books. Woo!
Jeez, man.
Wow.
Holy cow. That's
Wiped it out,
unreal.
right? When you look, like this is a 238 on the left. So a little bit lower on power, 276 on the right. Both of these teams have some special lineups to have made it this far in competing against people that are in the 300s. That Yugapon team, holy crap. I mean, I'm thinking I need to seriously invest in some rares where I got, an ability to have Devil's Follower, Altruistic Banker with books, maybe have like an Amazon Warrior and a Lone Werewolf with books, then have I don't even know. If Lone Werewolf is a tank, maybe throw a Black Sapphire up there as a tank with a book, 6 books. That's looking peppy.
I don't know, man. The thing that gets me about the Black Sapphire is you're seeing that, a lot of these lineups that are getting destroyed with the books. If you end up with the Black Sapphire, I mean, you're not going to be able to do enough damage. You might last forever, but you're not going to be able to do enough damage with the Black Sapphire to do anything, even if he hangs around forever.
I think you're right. It's really interesting. My mindset is always there's that damage coming into the front row, so you want strong tanks to keep your back rows alive longer. But at this high end, they're not attacking the front row. They're attacking the middle and the back row on purpose. So then maybe you don't run any tanks. Maybe you run, 6 damage with 6 books, and specifically damage that can attack the back row, like your Devil's Follower and your Altruistic Banker. And all of a sudden you've got damage that's attacking the back row. You've got other damage types that have these unlocked skills that are higher up that can heal and act as support. And maybe you don't run any tanks. It'd be fun to see how that plays out.
I got you an idea for an off meta right now. Let's say 4 damage with books, for instance.
Okay.
And what if you were to throw a Historical Linguist back there that unlocks that 4th skill? So you can throw a book on her as well. You can debuff 2 at 50% for the first skill, and then the additional 4th skill unlock has a 50% chance at debuffing again adjacent characters that are already debuffed. And then what if you were to throw a speed change character in there, like a Godfather, for instance, that will speed up all of the attacks for your other 4 damage characters? And even
I like the way you're thinking. I think what you're forgetting, though, is just how strong Egg's team was. Like the ability of Egg's team to have those defensive buffs on all 6 characters on the team, like those shields, that made such a massive difference. And what I feel like has been the biggest upset of the tournament so far, knocking out Khufu King Azra that early into the first round, right? Yeah, I like the way you're thinking. Here comes our next one. This is going to be Christian Heath on the left, SSDS Diao-Chan on the right. Let us know if the audio seems a little bit too loud. It's up there pretty good for me. More damage being put out from the team on the right, SSDS. This is one of your favorites starting the tournament, Chunky, right?
Mm-hmm. My favorite.
I think he's going to be stronger than Christian on this fight. I don't know if this team's going to have enough against these other teams that we've been seeing, though.
High Priestess and Devil Follower have not taken any damage whatsoever.
None.
That's
full
brutal.
Full health. The middle row just not getting attacked at all. Front row and the back row taking all the damage.
High Priestess has got a 6 skill unlock that allows them to heal the lowest ally after every second attack.
Yep. Very cool. Congratulations, SSDS. Boy, this is looking good. We got Egg, Yugapon, SSDS so far. Got 1 battle left in this second round of the finals. Then we'll be down to 4 teams. I think who you get as your draw in this semifinal is going to be huge to see who's going to have to fight Egg, who's going to have to fight Yugapon, who's going to fight SSDS. And, of course, we got our final teams here. This is going to be Wadashi at 320 strength, level 6, against what has to now be, like going into the tournament, the favorite with Rain at 345, level 7. I thought Khufu King Azra would still be existing. Not so Wadashi versus Rain. I'm pulling for you, Wadashi. I think we gotta pull for some underdogs. Who's your favorite underdog here that's left, Chunky? Who are you thinking?
It depends on what you call an underdog. I mean, I would have thought that leading into this thing, Egg would have been an underdog, just basing that off of strength
100%.
alone. So, but
100%.
At this point, like it's shifted entirely. You've got to think anybody other than Rain or Egg would be an underdog at this point. Oh, yeah. SSDS. So, well, whoever the other one that is not Rain, Egg, or SSDS, I would think has got to be the underdog at this point.
Yeah. Egg is at 302 strength. Yugapon at 276. Like that's a massive underdog, but that 6-book team is so strong. Like I'm wondering why he's so underleveled. Is it that he doesn't have all rare books and they're uncommon books? Is that he doesn't have all rare pets? Like what is it that his strength is I mean, compared to Rain's at what, 350? 345 versus 246. Massive difference in strength. But let's remember, some of that, this is a level 2 on the base construction vehicle versus a level 7. That doesn't actually make your team stronger. So strength can be a combination of all the extra heroes in your inventory. It could be a combination of upgrading the base construction vehicle, things that don't make you fight better but give you more strength. I would have to say that Yugapon is the biggest underdog just by the fact of 276 strength versus a 302 versus a 320 versus a 350, 345 that's here, right? The Khufu King Azra had the highest strength and has not made it into these later rounds. We're getting ready to head into the semis. 28 seconds left for this final fight. Will it be Rain or will it be Wadashi that makes it in? How about you, Anastasia? If you had to pick one of these theoretically four members that'll be in the semifinals, would you go Egg or would you go Yugapon?
I became a fan of Yugapon, as I'm so amazed, and it's something that always make me think, okay, so if it could be possible on the top level, it's also possible on the lower level with the lowest trends, but with smart strategies to beat the higher,
Absolutely. Here we go. This is going to determine our final lineup, making it into the semifinals. Wadashi on the left, X-Rain 1 on the right, Rain way ahead.
It's overpowered.
I see 1 stunned on the right, 1 shield on the right. Not seeing any of those little blue buffs with the defense on Rain's
Yeah.
team. Rain with the win. So there are our 4 semifinalists. And here are the matchups. Boy, those came quick. We got an 8-minute gap now. It's going to be Egg versus Rain, Yucapon versus SSDS. Holy crap. Like, if Egg and Yucapon pull this out, would that be like both of the potential underdogs going against each other in the finals? Is it possible that Egg could take out Rain? Look at the difference in strength here. 302 versus a 345 for our first match. Then 276 versus 320. I don't know. I'm pulling for Egg and Yucapon, but I don't know that they have the advantage here, right? Rain is so strong. SSDS is so strong. What are you thinking, Chunky? What's going to happen?
What I think is going to happen, I honestly don't know. What I would like to see happen, and this has nothing to do with SSDS or Rain, what I would like to see happen is for Egg and Yucapon to pull it out, because I really want to see all of those shields and all of those buffs for the Sins go against all of those books that have just been knocking everybody out immediately. That's what I really want.
The books versus the shields would be awesome to see. Yeah, absolutely. I think there's something too about, you listen to Johnny and Mabel talk about what they're trying to build with Gas Hero and what they want this game to be. And so much of it, I think, is about hope and about the fun of playing. And to me, there's nothing more than gives me hope as a player that doesn't have 6 rares with 6 rare pets and 6 rare weapons, to think that maybe I can come up with a lineup. I can come up with something that's a little unique and a little different that gives me an advantage over those top players. So to see an underdog be able to win, there's nothing more hopeful than that, in my opinion. What do you think, Anastasia?
Yeah, actually, I think that this is all we need to think about, and so how can I get this advantage, maybe some hidden advantage that will be so obvious, as we all see, like specific measures, like the trends, heroes, and I am really so excited to see how Uncommon beats rares, or how now Yucapon beats another guy, with the lowest strength, and that's something that we still have to discover. And when we discover that, yes, I did it the right way, it's something that encourages you to think more and to dive deeper into the details. But if I do this and this, if I combine more skills, like rare skills of other heroes, so what outcome should I get? Maybe like to watch deeper, not so obvious things that are already existed, but to see deeper and to think like, okay, but maybe next time I can be better prepared and perform really higher and like get better results.
Absolutely. That's what makes a game fun, right? The idea that
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
change it.
When you start examining it and when you see the results, you can't stop. It's for sure. You just want more and more and more. Hey, maybe I need to have more improvements or something else, and that's really makes a great fun.
Absolutely. We got our semifinals coming up in a little bit under 5 minutes. Then we should have a gap before our finals. Let's do this during what we have left of this gap. Let's dig a little bit more into Hero Mountain, what's been built, and some of the feedback that we've heard from the community, and encourage others to provide it. And then in the last gap, we'll go into some audience questions. You still have an opportunity. You want to make sure you like the pinned post at Gas Hero Official. Comment, tag 3 friends, show a screen cap of you watching, ask your questions for Hero Mountain. This is a brand new thing that we just started a week ago. We just finished the first week of the 2-week beta test. This is the new PvP mode, a ladder type PvP mode. The way that it's set up is that each player, each Gas Hero team gets to set their own defensive lineup up. Each day, you get to match against 6 opponents on the opposite side that tend to have similar Hero Mountain ladder scores, right? I could almost tell that as I progressed through the week, as my score got higher and higher, the people I'd match up against were like a plus or minus couple hundred ladder score. And you could see that as I got stronger, there was a strategy to how high I wanted to push myself, knowing what that would mean for my future matches. You can actively challenge opponents, or you can be challenged by them. Both your wins and losses affect your ladder score, but the losses, when you're challenging the other team, only affect it if you lose 3 times. So you got an option to play all 6 members that are in the random matchups that you get for free each day. You could play all 6, and let's say you win 2 and you lose 4. You get 3 challenges for each of those losses. So you can adjust your lineup. You can maybe do some things to have a chance, and you won't actually lose any ladder points unless you lose all 3 times and actually record that loss. There's one free opportunity for refresh of your opponents each day. Additional refreshes cost some hero potions. There's some strategy about when you want to use those refreshes and not, depending on how big you are in the game, how many heroes you have, and how many hero potions you're earning in PvE. You can complete challenges and earn daily rewards. There's these mountain boxes, and depending on how high you get up the ladder, you get more and more boxes. The base level is bronze at level 1350. And you need to do at least 6 challenges a day to unlock. You'd get 2 mountain boxes. And then as you move up the higher levels, I think at Diamond, I was getting 8 mountain boxes. And then inside those mountain boxes is a chance to get all kinds of stuff, including a hero capsule that could have a Genesis hero in it and 100 of the irradiated hero DNA fragments. So you actually can get an irradiated hero. The ladder cycle lasts 1 week. There's a 1-day gap in between, and then we'll start it back up again tomorrow. What do you guys think so far? What have you heard, and what do you think about Hero Mountain?
I think there's a lot of strategy to it on multiple levels. So I made a video about my like 4th monumental mistake in Gas Hero the very first day of Hero Mountain. And the very first thing I did was like I accidentally skipped through all the refreshes. But besides that, I knew that potentially that might knock me out of the 15%. So I was faced with a challenge. And this is what everyone faces when they're going through thinking about the strategy they want to take with Hero Mountain. Do you want to go through and sacrifice what tier you're at, silver, gold,
take losses on purpose,
to take all of those losses to get yourself into the 15% of whatever tier you end up in?
Sure.
Or do you want to try to keep yourself in that tier on the chance that you can get extra boxes so you can land one of those hero capsules, or so you can get a bunch of uncommon irradiated heroes? I chose the latter, and I didn't get into the top 15%, which really hurt me GMT wise, because I also wasn't lucky enough to get a hero capsule. So I ended up, whatever. But there is a strategy.
1 minute.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to think that, like, I just barely on the final day and the final seconds was playing on the edge of being in the top 300 and being Diamond. So I saved a lot of refreshes for the very end in case I needed them, right? And then the way that it played out, you got to wonder if I had taken more losses and let myself drop down to gold and got 5x at gold. That's a lot more GMT than not getting my 5x at Diamond. So there's an absolute play there. 25 seconds until our next fight. Again, we've got Egg with that crazy team with all those buffs and shields and defense at 302 on the left, going to be coming up against what had to be probably the favorite for a lot of people at 345 with Rain on the right. Doesn't have that unique build that we're seeing with 6 books or all that shielding. And then we got Yugopan with the 6 books at 276 going up against SSDS Diao-Chan on the right. Here we go. Egg versus Rain. I'm pulling for Egg. Egg on the left. Here we go. What's going to happen?
Wait till the defense buff hits. Oh, boy.
Buffs aren't coming in. Already got one of the front row knocked out.
Yeah,
Rain is so far ahead. Power is just overwhelming. Never saw those buffs kick in. Just didn't have an opportunity. Rain so dominant with that team. That was really just so much additional strength, right? Rain's additional strength being 345 versus 302 absolutely stood out. I still am so glad, Egg, that you participated and pushed this high. I can't wait to dig more into your lineup and what you've built. Congratulations for making it this far. One of our underdogs knocked out. One underdog left to go. GG's to Rain. Rain's probably going to be the favorite now going into the final, which is amazing. He has done so well, like consistently with the first Hero Gas War. That was solo with the group Gas Wars with so much that's gone in the game. You can definitely see, World Elder holding multiple titles. We got Yugopan with our 6 books, doesn't hold any positions in the clan, doesn't hold any positions in the district or the guild or anywhere. Such a unique custom lineup. That's going to be our big underdog that's left. This was another one of your favorites going in, Chunky SSDS at 320. You got to think it's going to end up being Rain and SSDS for the win in the finals. This 276 is going to be so far below, but I want to see how those books stand up. It's going to be fun. About a minute 42 left before this fight goes off.
I'm really surprised that we didn't see the lineups full of with the guns. today is in the Ghost War. I saw like really top players who equipped their lineups with all the guns. I was
Yes.
surprised that we didn't see today just the books and like the combinations of different weapons.
I absolutely had some gun teams wipe me out in Hero Mountain. Teams that should have wiped me out, that had a lot of rares that I didn't have. But seeing all those guns on that other side, it's fun, right? It's a completely different strategy having 6 guns versus having 6 books, or even just having 2 guns or 4 guns, and then a couple books, or breaking it up. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm surprised I haven't seen more gun teams up in these
Yeah.
semifinals and finals.
And I think that's really interesting. As you know, the guns, they are like hitting entire row and 3 enemies like with 50%. So it means that it's a really high chance like to beat everyone, as the book hits randomly to enemies, but with 100%. So it means that it's like more chances to hit.
Mhm.
But anyway, it's really interesting to see when the lineups are equipped with the same weapons. I just saw only books and guns. Did you see, by the way, any other weapons like the whole lineup was equipped with?
Don't think so. Books and guns is the only I've seen that I've come up against personally. I'm sure there's some others that are built. Most that I'm seeing, they're matching the weapon with whatever that 3rd skill unlocks. So they've got the daggers and swords up front. They've got the hammers and axes in the middle. They've got a bow on their Devil's Follower. Here we go. This is going to determine our final finalist. This is Yucapon on the left, all 6 books. We got SSDS on the right. SSDS with significantly more strength with the 6 book team. Only at 276. Look at the damage. Double the damage already. 22,000 damage versus 11,000. Holy crap,
28,000
Yucapon.
against 15. Oh my god.
Come on, pull
this
it
is
out. Come
gonna
on,
be
Yucapon.
good.
I'm sorry, SSDS, but I want to see the underdog win. This is so close.
Oh.
40,000 damage on the left versus 18,000 on the right.
Oh.
Look at this team. This is amazing.
Unreal.
Wow.
I need to
Yucapon,
find out who is
congratulations.
Yucapon and invite him to our space for sure.
Without a doubt. We need an interview with this Taipei 3236 Yucapon, only 276 strength at a level 2, making it all the way to the finals, and has a legitimate shot to win this thing at 276 strength versus 345 for Rain. Am I nuts? Could Yucapon actually take this thing?
I'm predicting that Rain is just a little bit too strong.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here's the
I don't
thing,
know.
though.
Well, so you saw we
seeing
saw
the
before.
seeing the strength of what this team can do is 276. Rain is at a 345, significant difference. But what's the difference between these two teams, right? Is it that Yucapon doesn't have the rare pets at level 3, 4, 5, whatever, right? Is it that Yucapon hasn't upgraded the skill tree as much? So what prevents Yucapon from taking this team with 6 books up against Rain, and even if it's just close, then upgrading the skill tree, and all of a sudden now like this is the team, right?
Well, we haven't seen Rain perform down the stretch. Rain hasn't faced anybody that's really challenged him to
He's had some
try
good
to
draws.
hold on whenever their defense gets on any individual hero drops below like maybe 50%. We haven't seen that happen yet.
No.
And my thinking is, before the last battle with Yucapon, they were able to knock out everybody pretty quick, but they had some
And that's a
serious
big part of
damage.
it, right? Knowing that the other team, especially on that like 4th skill unlock, might only get that every 2 attacks, and knocking out the team really fast before some of those buffs, some of those shields, some of those stuns ever come in. Like, that's a massive advantage. That's a reason why you might want to run 6 damage characters with 6 books that are attacking specifically the middle row and the back row. Because if you can overwhelm them and knock out their support before even the healing and the shields and any of that kicks in, what an interesting way to go. Whew! This is fun. We got a good 5.5 minutes. You guys want to dig in some audience questions? Give out some of these awards? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's see what we got here. We got some good ones that I saw that come in too. The first one's going to come from Mikazmi, which is at Solana Shuba. Says, I still didn't receive the answer how the 3rd skill bonus works. Let's imagine a weapon gives a 10% attack, and the 3rd skill increases the weapon bonus by 15%. Would it make it 10% plus 15% equals a 25% weapon, Or would it make it the 10% plus the 10% that's got the 15% added that gives you the 11.5% bonus? Great question. And my mind was thinking the exact same thing. So I was dying to know what the developers would say about this. And it's very different than what we get with the Gas Hero badge. With the Gas Hero badge, it adds that 5% bonus for each badge. So I go from 25% each refresh up to 30. If I got a second badge, up to 35 and then up to 40. This isn't that. This is the second option. This is taking your 10% and then adding another 15% on that 10%. So the total weapon with that 15% bonus gets you to 11.5%. Thank you for that question. We appreciate it. Does that surprise you guys? Is that what you expected, Chunky?
Yeah, that's what I expected. I mean, it would just be way too overpowered.
It's crazy, but it'd be fun. It'd be fun. That
It'll be
overpowered
fun.
stuff can be fun. There's no doubt.
Somebody like Yugapon with that stacked would just annihilate everybody.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
It wouldn't even be close.
Yep. Next question coming in from Carl. This is at Carl_Cotter. I'm sorry, Carl. I'm sure I'm crushing your last name. We all know Carl from the GameFi group. Carl does some great content, puts some great stuff out. What's the plan for the auction houses? The initial base price does not decrease anymore, and the prices are very high to bid. Great question, Carl. This is a bug. The development team is on it and found it. What's supposed to happen is that, especially if an item doesn't sell in the auction house, the prices are supposed to be reduced for the next time. There's an algorithm that's built that calculates what the price is in the auction house each time. They've identified that bug. We got a lot of feedback about it. Especially like hero capsules at 1445 GMT, I think it was, when the floor price of the hero capsule was below that. I think that's already been fixed. We can verify it for you. But it is a bug. They are aware, and they're either fixing it or it's already been fixed. And I'm pretty sure it's already been fixed. So let us know. Keep giving us feedback if you're seeing that it's continuing to happen, because they're aware of it, and I think they've got it fixed. Next one, how we got on time? A little bit over 3 minutes. Next one's coming in from Messina_Steppen. Messina asks, Hero Mountain was a real success and made the game more interesting. What are the new plans and features to make Gas Hero more fun and competitive? Thank you, Messina. Fantastic question. We've got a lot of ideas that have come from the community, a lot of ideas that our development team and our team has brainstormed. That there's a lot of things that we're looking at, like in-game consumption of items, right? How to make it a lower barrier of entry to get into Hero Mountain, how to add additional PvP modes that maybe do different things. But I think one of the things the team is most focused on, and we've gotten a lot of feedback about this, is how to make it to where even an entry-level player with a single hero, a couple heroes, like that's just starting out, can definitely have that path to progression on all parts of the game, right? Within the solo PvE, with the ability to contribute in group PvP, with the ability to contribute in group PvE and Hero Mountain to be able to get to that bronze 1350 and get some mountain boxes each day. So there's a lot that's coming. Additional PvP modes, ways that we can get rewards that could be consumables that could do some unique things, and that path for progression. Does that match with what you guys are hearing, Anastasia, Chunky?
Yeah, I think so. I would agree.
Good. Minute 42 left. Let's get a couple more of these questions in if we can. This next one is coming in from Deportivos and Latins. Love Gas Hero. I like that. Could it be possible to restart the game before the 6 first months? Do you think the restart could save the game? I think only the elders would have the opportunity to decide that and have that happen. I want to say that I read somewhere in the white paper that like there's a limit where there's a period of time that the red button's not even available for them to push. Beyond that period of time, it's really up to them. I think that as a development team, we're having conversations about a lot of things and the state of the game and what needs to change and what needs to be added to the game, and getting a lot of input from all players, right? Starting players, the city mayors, the world elders. I would not expect that the world elders would be able to press the button early today and go ahead and reset the game today. I would think that there's a minimum amount of time before that's even going to be a possibility. If the development team were to make some kind of a change and allow something like that, I think there'd be a lot of communication in advance to the community that was going to be available. But it would require the world elders to have to make that decision. That wouldn't be something that the developers would do on their own, which I think is important. About 20 seconds left before the next fight. We got some more audience questions we can cover after. Still have an opportunity. Take those screenshots if you're watching the stream live. Put your comments here in chat. Throw them up on X. And here we go. This is
Last
gonna be a
minute
good one.
predictions. Who do you got?
I got Yugapon.
I got
Yugapon
Rain.
well below on the right. Rain on the left. Rain is so far ahead at 345 strength. Should absolutely dominate Yugapon. Yugapon only has 276 strength. Level 7 versus level 2. One already knocked out. Did we even see the
Yeah, didn't even see.
wow.
The stun is hurting so bad. Keep going.
Holy hell, Rain, congratulations. What a dominant performance at the end. Our underdog just did not have the strength to compete. Oh, that was so great. Congratulations to everybody that made it into the finals. All of these teams, Egg and Yugapon and SSDS and Khufu King and Rain, and so many teams that were fun to see, so many builds. I did not expect Rain to be that dominant. What are you guys thinking after seeing that? Woo!
It was too fast, you know. I just wanted to dive deeper into the details, just watching and said, oh my god, it's done. So yeah, it was like Rain was dominating so much. Like I think
I don't know about you, Chonky, but I've had that experience way too many times in my life, and that's never something you want to hear. Not a good thing, but still was fun to see.
That was fun to see. Yeah, I was almost expecting that to happen. Just too much power. Just too much power for the lower tier, the lower tier assets on Yugapon. I mean, it's great when you're facing people that are relatively the same lineup.
302 versus 276, yes.
It's
345 versus
much.
276, not so much.
Yeah, it's a little too much.
Yep. That was fun to see. Now I'm dying to know, what can Yugapon upgrade for the next time around?
The next time, right?
Yeah. How can I copy what Yugapon did and take it to the next level? That was so cool. That was so awesome. Very, very cool. Congratulations for everybody for participating. Rain, we just have to bow down the consistency, the constant, thing after thing after thing. Even with some of these unique lineups, nobody's able to hit that level. Well done. Well done, everybody that made it this far. Congratulations, all 880,000 GMT going out for this. No more 2.1 million GMT it's going out. I'm mixing it up with Hero Mountain. I think it's 2.1 million GMT, right? It's going out for Gas War, which is just an amazing amount. And the cool thing this time too is that it's going down all the way to everybody's first fight. So even though I didn't even win my own clan, I've got people in my clan that are stronger than I am. I still won GMT for even my initial fights. I was in my clan final. I lost my clan final, but I still won GMT. I think that's cool. That's a significant change the developers put in just since the last time we had the solo Gas War, which was a good one. So congratulations to everybody that participated, that put in a lineup at any level. Solo's cool. We'll have 10 days, and then we'll have our next group clan Gas War that we back up again next. Remember that if you're trying to build a strong clan to compete at these higher levels, it's very important that any moves and any changes to your lineup happen before the registration starts. There's a snapshot that happens on that very first registration day. I think it's right at 00 UTC. We'll make sure that we message out to everybody. You need to have your moves and your changes done before that. So you've got a good 8-9 days to be moving some stuff around, right? And being ready. That Clan Gas War is going to kick off huge. Tomorrow, we should have our next Hero Mountain going live. We got a 24-hour gap before it comes in, and that should be fun to see as well. Anything last second thoughts on this before we get to our last couple audience questions?
Actually, I also wanted to thank all the players for this chance to see your lineups and how they perform, and it was really a great pleasure, to see everyone and most of the people whom and was so competitive spirit, okay, do. So yeah, so thanks for that. Thanks for everyone who was a part of this live stream. Let's see what will happen next time. Yeah, and I know that we have some questions from the community, right, James?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a couple more community questions, and then I got some closing thoughts I wanted to put out that are coming from the team as well. Let me see what was next. What do you think is the key to being productive and winning at Gas Hero? This is coming from AGO Crypto. What do you guys think? Do you think it's important to build a good clan, a guild? Do you think it's important to build your own lineup? What's the most important thing? The team says they think it's teamwork and strategy. That if you want to be the most successful you can be at Gas Hero, it's not just being the strongest individual, it's the teamwork and strategy. And like, how do you build that guild? How do you build that clan? How do you recruit people to join your clan and guild? How do you get those leadership positions where you're able to work on strategy and sort the order within the clan and the guild when you do into these group adventures and these group PvP activities? You think the same, Anastasia, Chunky?
Yeah, I just said that it's really great to use all the possibilities that the game offer, and it's really important to be with a guild and clan that shares your values, so you really feel comfortable with, and you see that you have the same vision, and you could get support, and you could give support to someone if they really need. But on the other hand, it's really important what I do, like to explore all the possibilities, as it's not only about PvE, like doing everyday stuff, it's much more. And when you do all this stuff, when you analyze, when you update your strategies, when you see how you can grow, it's something that in combination, it makes really fun, and you say, oh yeah, it's now the game a part of my life. Yeah,
I'm with you.
No, I agree. I think it's a combination. I mean, you've got to find what works best for your lineup, but part of that is finding a good clan and a good guild that you're able to work with and share ideas with and learn from, and also help others learn too, so that you can collectively find that new meta and figure out what's going to work for your lineup. You also need to figure out where you're at in your place, so you're not trying to over leverage yourself and try to make it to like the top of the solo gas war, for instance, if you know that you're not going to be able to have that crazy lineup that can go up against some of these monsters. So it's finding your place in the game and sticking to your strategy.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that's going to be the key to player retention and growing the game, right? Is it's all this social stuff that's built into the game on top. If it was just going to AI Factory every day and just farming for Hero Potion and leveling up my heroes and selling it in the marketplace, I think we'd probably get bored with the game at some period of time. You start to add on Gas War, you start to add on Hero Mountain, you start to add on additional PvP modes, then you add on this whole social hierarchy where you're having to fight for these different positions and you're doing group activities in addition to the solo. I think it's becoming a part of a community at these different levels. Like there's the greater Gas Hero community, but then there's the guild community and the clan community, and sharing information with each other and competing as a group. That's what makes these games last long term, right? When you're a year in, 2 years in, you stay for the people more than the gameplay. Go ahead.
It's when you have a family, like very close relatives, then like your cousins, then your friends, your neighbors, and something like that. I feel like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey guys,
very cool. Yeah, you gotta hop off.
Really hop off.
Definitely.
It's been fun, y'all.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Got a couple more audience questions, and then we will close it out. Anastasia, you good to stay with me a little bit longer?
Yeah, I can do.
Sounds good. I got a fun one here. This one's going from Kapazoo777. I'm curious on your answer on this one, Anastasia. Kapazoo asks, can you tell me the title of your favorite Korean drama? I have no idea how to pronounce this. Itaewon Class? What do you think, Anastasia? What's your favorite Korean drama?
Sorry, guys. I have never watched Korean drama. I will be honest.
How about K-pop? What's your favorite K-pop band? No?
Sorry?
You don't know the music either? So you have homework, Anastasia. Between now and your next X Space, I want you to research K-pop, and I want you to find not only your favorite K-pop group, but your favorite song from a K-pop group. Community, everybody watching, I want you guys to hold her to it. She needs to investigate Korean drama and K-pop for sure. I think that's a good one. Thank you for the question.
But I know K-pop in Korea is so popular. It's like, I need to investigate more for sure.
Yep. Here's a good one. This one's coming in from Crystal. Crystal asks, which lineups are Mabel's favorite in the final four and why? And the answer we got from the team was wow. And I love books and I love Telekinetic Woman, directly from Mabel. So Mabel's loving the books and the Telekinetic Woman. And I think as we worked our way through the semifinals and the finals, we understand why she loves both, right? Telekinetic Woman gives you that ability to do some interesting things in the way that a support character can, right? And those 6 books, like crazy amount of damage. There's no doubt.
And when she's combined with Red Mercury, for example, as the Kinetic Woman, she does amazing stun. And Red Mercury empowers, like as he makes additional damage to the stunned hero. So when you combine this, it's something really cool.
So huge. And that's just thinking about the featured skill, right? Then all of a sudden you start looking at Telekinetic Woman's 4th skill and the
Yeah,
6th skill and the 7th skill, and really some special things that can be done, which is so
exactly.
cool. Yep. I think I've got 1 or 2 audience questions left. Let me see which one are the really good ones. How many skills can be carried over during Gas Arc? Also, how often will the ARC tickets be sold at auction? This one's coming in from Kimchi_Steppen. The answer here is that the ARC tickets can only be sold when the elders have decided to restart the community, to push that red button and restart it. My understanding is that starts a 30-day timer. That 7 days into the 30-day timer, that's when these Gas Arc tickets go on sale in the auction house. One of those fun things that Johnny and all of his Mensa level genius has created is that, you know, the world elders are earning a significant amount of income from the game by being in that world elder position, and they have to spend a lot of GMT, right, to get into those roles. And that one of their incentives that they have to balance is that when it comes time for them to debate, should they push that red button and give up the income that they're earning in the game, right? Depending on all kinds of stuff. Maybe the meta is stale. Maybe the floor prices dropped significantly. Maybe they're not making as much income as they were when they first got elected. When that auction house comes 7 days later, they're earning the money that's spent on those Gas Arc tickets. And so that gives them that balance to try to decide should they or not, which I think is really, really cool. Makes it fun. So I think it's 7 days into the 30-day timer. That's when those Gas Arc tickets are sold at auction. We got one coming in. Do you remember how much bread you've eaten in your life? What do you think, Anastasia? How much bread have you eaten?
How much bread?
Yes.
Actually, I don't eat too much bread, like maybe 1 piece for a couple of days, or even I can eat like with food without bread at all. So I don't think I'm a bread eater, you know, but maybe dozens of kilos, I think, during the life in general, but not too many. It's a very interesting question.
It is an interesting question.
About breeding, you know, breeding. I said, okay, bread and breeding.
I love it. I love it. I love these fun off the wall questions. I think for me, the younger I was, I ate a lot of bread. Like there was a lot of PB&Js and a lot of bread sandwiches when I was a kid. The older I get, the less and less bread I eat, but I still do love a meal that's got like a sourdough bread, and I do the olive oil with the seasonings and be able to dip that sourdough in and eat. Oh, bread's so good. I just know it's not good for me, so I try to avoid it. I feel like every time I eat bread, I want to instantly take a nap. But good question. Thank you. That's Dio1Steppen1 ETH with the how much bread question. One final one, and then we get some last minute thoughts. This is coming in from Staggered Thomas. Staggered asks, will you implement enhancing like in Steppen? How about removing an option of breeding higher quality heroes? And the only way to obtain higher rarity will come from burning heroes. Do you think this will help with the current supply issue? Great question, Staggered. This is definitely things that the team is currently thinking about, right? What's going on with the supply of the rares, rare heroes, rare pets, and rare weapons? Is there an ability to take heroes and maybe burn them into existing, like what you mentioned from Steppen, to be able to extend lifespans or maybe re-roll something, unlock skills, whatever it is that we could actually be burning supply of heroes. The team's also thinking about the possibility of all sorts of different in-game consumption items, right? Where maybe you're playing a PvP mode like Hero Mountain, and some of the things you're getting out of the mountain box you consume that could do some things, right? So lots of different ways to attack this. We want your feedback. I think that's an important thing for everybody to understand. We want everybody's feedback, especially about Hero Mountain, since we just launched that and we're just 1 weekend, but about all parts of the game. So if you have these ideas about how heroes could be consumed, you know, what you could potentially get from somehow kind of an enhancement or some kind of an infusion, similar to mechanics that we use in Steppen and other games. That's feedback we want to hear, because the development team's thinking about all this as we work our way through launching additional PvP modes. We're looking at things that we can do throughout this first season of Gas Hero and as we go into future seasons, which I think is really important. A couple last minute thoughts I had from the team. They wanted me to communicate. One was about the introduction of irradiated heroes. These are very special heroes that you can get 2 different ways currently. The one way you can get it is through your daily mountain boxes in Hero Mountain. These special heroes have this irradiated DNA fragments. They've got a limited lifespan that's currently 12 hours when you open them up. When you open them, you get a max level hero with a max level with a pet and a weapon equipped. And I saw actually Anastasia, you and Armandi and Neve winning these and opening them up instantly and seeing the code name of the hero and checking to see how many skills were unlocked. Some feedback that we've gotten from the community on these so far is that the 12-hour lifespan seems short. Another feedback that I've heard frequently is there have been people that maybe already have 5 heroes in their lineup, and they were trying to open up an irradiated 100 DNA fragments in order to equip into their lineup to fill their lineup. And if it matches one of their existing 5, they can't use it, and it feels like it's wasted. That's good feedback we're giving back to the development team. We're wanting more feedback as well. What have you thought about the irradiated heroes so far, Anastasia?
For me, it appeared a really good way to increase my power or my strengths, as I was thinking about like how can I reach normal 1, as my lineup was beating normal 1. I was just struggling in getting strengths, and then I get and I needed 14 points, but I got 13, just one. And then okay, maybe I can put just another weapon and get this opportunity to see how my team performs in normal 1 and how more XP can I get. And actually I did it, and I realized that I made +5 XP, so maybe it makes sense. I just need to calculate how many lifespan I left, and does it make sense to move now or maybe a little bit later. But in general, I really believe this is a great idea to empower your teams, especially for the smaller praise when you have space for the heroes, or when your heroes dies, you can just open your capsule and add this hero even for a short period of time, but with saving your energy and maximizing this time when you can get the challenge new level, or just see how your team performs with this. Or maybe you will be lucky and you will get a hero with 4 skills, for example.
Yes.
Right? You will
Yes.
get so it's a lot of things, and I think this is a great chance to experiment and to see how it will work for sure. So we're just in the first week, and anyway, it was so much fun. So I do believe that the next weeks it will be even more.
I'm with you. Completely agree. Future PvP plans. The team plans to introduce lots of different various PvP events into Gas Hero. They're thinking about a rogue-like mode, fair arena competitions, guild-organized PvP events, and the opportunity to provide more frequent, fair competition opportunities for players. I think that the important thing that the team wants everybody to hear is that we want the game to be filled with both fun, social, and hope, right? And there needs to be hope for all players of all skill levels and all strengths to be able to have fun, have activities to do, have hope that they can win some things and do things at different levels. And so a lot of what they want to build with future PvP modes, in addition to what we have with our Gas War every 10 days, our Hero Mountain every week, is some of these additional things that can make it interesting. I cannot wait to see what a rogue-like mode in Gas Hero could look like. Arena competitions, cool stuff coming. We want your feedback. Let us know what you're thinking about Hero Mountain. Let us know what you think about the rewards. Let us know if you're a new starting player, how the progression feels in the game, what it feels like in Hero Mountain and solo PvE and group PvE. Let us know about these additional PvP modes the team's thinking about right now and what it is you'd like to see in the game. And I'm sure we can figure out ways to reward that. Speaking of rewards, we got a bunch of rewards going out for this stream. In addition to the 2.1 million GMT that's gone out to those that participated in Gas War, we're giving out a Genesis Hero and 3 base construction vehicles. Thank you to all that have watched and posted that you were watching and asked your questions. We'll be sending out a post on X soon that should show the winners and who won what. Anastasia's hoping that she wins herself a Genesis Hero. I haven't gotten one yet. I'd love to get a Genesis Hero. I don't think I'm eligible though to participate. I should have submitted some of this for the last user generated contest, right?
Yeah, we still have but you know what? It's really great that we still have an opportunity to get this Genesis. Almost every single week we have some giveaways or challenges or a chance. So I just think that we need just to use all the chances, and maybe the universe will be generous to someone of us.
Yeah, absolutely. You always have an opportunity when you're opening a hero capsule to potentially get one, and then we're constantly giving them out. It feels like in our Discord server, through our Finding Satoshi Zealy quest board, in our competitions that are going on X, lots of different ways to be able to get not just base construction vehicles and common heroes, but to get one of these Genesis that every season has an opportunity to re-roll, where a common hero this season that's a Genesis could be a rare Genesis hero next season. So cool. So cool what they've built. I'm good.
Sorry,
I'm done. I feel like I've covered it. No, you're good. Any last second thoughts before we sign off?
Yeah, just guys, let's experiment, let's improvement, and let's see how we can grow inside the game. And I'm really happy to be a part of it. Really, I have so much fun with so many people across the world from different like cultures, speaking different languages. It's something that feels me feeling united, and it's like it's great. I just want to wish everyone, even if you're not so successful so far, just keep going. You know, it's consistency is a key, really, and it's really the first season. It's our second month, and we have already done so much things so far, you know. And I'm pretty sure that we will experience much more. So just keep it going and see how you can perform, like on your level, and how you can grow in the future.
Absolutely.
That's how I do. It's when I watch like Rain and Kufu Kid, I said, "Oh my God, I'm so far from them," you know. But I just see, okay, but it's my way, and every one of us has our own experience. So let's enjoy it. The most important thing is to enjoy it. When you enjoy what you're doing, it's like how you can make it fun, and you really feel great.
Yeah, wise words. I don't think I have a prayer at competing against any of those teams that we saw today, but I can be the best uncommon team I can be. I can be the best common team. I could, you know, I could do things at other levels that are a lot of fun. And I think some of these additional PvP modes like Hero Mountain and the other ones they're talking about will give us even more opportunities to do that, I think, in a really fun way. Thank you everyone for tuning in and watching, even if you guys watch the recording afterwards. Thanks for being a part of our community, supporting what we're doing. There's a lot going on throughout the world of FSL, and we could not do this without each and every one of you. Our community is what makes any of this work. So thank you guys all for participating, and we'll see you all soon.
Yeah, we love you guys.